Hi, I'm Ezelle from The Upcoming. It's lovely to meet you both. Congratulations on this fantastic film, Greatest Days. I really loved it. I cried, actually. So perhaps I could start with you, Alice. What drew you to this particular script? And what was it about the character that kind of appealed and kind of the genre of the film?
I mean, the character for me was kind of irresistible. She's kind of such a, you know, go get 'em kind of character. She's someone who had a slightly trickier start in life, was confident but didn't know what to do with that confidence. And then there's a kind of twist that nobody expects much from her. And she comes out and she's this really amazing businesswoman and she can speak multiple languages and she's a fashionista. And I just was like, this is like the most fun character to play. So she was like my favourite character in the script, I think. I was kind of like, that one, that's me. Well, it's not me. It's how I'd like to be, but, it's not me is the point, but I would like to be her. And yeah, just, how could you resist like a Take That film? It's my era. I'm the right age for it. It's like everyone had a favourite Take That member, even if you weren't into Take That, you still had a favourite. And I think I'd never been in a musical as well. I was just like, wow, I get to be in a musical. Imagine, as soon as I came in, and there was like dance routines and stuff. It was crazy. It was just like thrown in the deep end, but in a really amazing way.
And Liza, obviously, you play the younger version of Heather. I absolutely loved your character.
Thank you.
So much energy that you brought to your part. And what was it like to play her?
I loved it. I think Heather is great. Similar to you, I couldn't resist. When I auditioned, I actually auditioned for Claire.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Claire, I did. My first was Claire and Rachel. And then they were like, no, we think you should do Heather. And I remember saying to my mum, I hope it's Heather that I get. Like, I love Heather. I think she's great. She's passionate. She's fun. She's funny, I think. So I really loved it.
Yeah, I think we see that just from the get-go as well, as soon as you kind of come on screen.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of both work together to get that consistency with your characters, personality and the way they kind of change from that bubbly teenager through to an adult? How did you work together to kind of achieve that?
We didn't have many scenes together.
Yeah.
So it is quite tricky in a way. I kind of think we just sort of message each other and then we'd be talking about maybe accents and stuff like that. But also the thing with Heather is she does change massively.
Yeah, she does change.
Which is quite helpful in a way because you could sort of go, well, she's someone who reinvents herself. So when there are differences, you can kind of go, well, that's interesting. She's become this sort of, she's reinvented herself. So that was really fun to play, really. And I had to learn like Greek and Italian as well.
Which you were great at.
Well, I'm not terrible at languages, but I still was like getting my head around it.
Yeah.
And I was so relieved when those scenes were over. I have to say, I was like, oh God, I don't have to ever speak that particular sentence again. That was really difficult to do because like Greek is quite hard to speak. Actually, that is what I found the hardest. But it was really, it's great when you have a challenge like that. It's definitely like the first time I've had to really speak fluently in several different languages.
And loads of you, some of these dance numbers, you really shine in them, actually, I have to say.
Thank you.
So what was that like working with like the younger cast and doing those musical numbers and then having this kind of moment with Take That?
Yeah, I grew up, I danced since I was 2 competitively. So I was quite comfortable in that. Drew, the choreographer, was incredible. The girls were all the boys, and like there's somewhere the boys are our partners, and they were so amazing in just like helping us and sort of figuring things out. So it was a very comfortable environment, which I think really helped. So it was great. I loved it. I was living my dream. I just loved it.
And obviously, like you said, you're in Athens, having to speak Greek. What was that like being on location there with, such a brilliant ensemble cast? You've got Ashton B, Jude. What was that like for you?
I mean, it's just sort of, it was a bit like a dream, actually, like a strange dream, because like it was so spectacular, and every location that they'd found us to film in was incredible. Like we'd be like we filmed in an amphitheatre, we filmed on this lookout point over the whole city, and you could sort of see it was going to be cinematic, like already. So yeah, it was like very surreal, actually, to think back on how incredible it was. It was amazing.
And obviously, the elements of nostalgia are really important to the show. The fandom, the boys, the backdrop of Take That. But also, there's sort of these really hard storylines of sorrow, grief, you know, loss. What do you hope that fans will take away from watching this?
I mean, I kind of think there's something for everyone. For me, I think as an older cast member, and I sort of reflect that older audience, it does make you think back to your youth, and it does make you think back to the innocent days where you didn't know what your future held and stuff. So it's got that, but it's also got stuff for a teenage audience as well. And that's what's really clever about it. This sort of, you know, you can identify with all the different characters, I think.
Yeah, I think it also sends, like when you watch it, obviously it's very feel good. And as you say, there is other aspects to it. And I think it's a big thing of like life's too short. When I watched it was a big thing that I took away from it. I think the fact that they bond over the music and things like that is incredible. And then I think it's sort of like at the end when they, you know, reunite and stuff, it's like life's too short to not do that. And I think that'll be a nice thing for some people to take away.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for speaking to me. Thank
Thank
you. I really
you.
enjoyed it. And
was
good luck with
lovely
it
to
all.
meet you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.